Welcome once again back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk, and of course we have the code for Incineroar, so let's go ahead and jump in and do this real quick. The code is real easy. No, it's not. It's actually kind of complicated. NA, and I gotta even get myself going here. 1C25. Basically, this is for the we're getting it for the North American Championships, but it was the winner of the European Championships. That's why this. Then CON, of course, O being a 0. And then Parish. Oops, I messed that one up. PER. And it would be smarter to do this with it on the dock, but it's not. 1SH. Okay. Here we go. And Wolf's Incineroar. Here we go. Now, once again, this is a rare one. This is only running for today, basically today and tomorrow. So you've got a 24, 48-hour period to grab this, depending on when you see the video. There he is. Get this while you can. Now, the rest of the codes that we're going to be discussing here are basically ones that are going to be going through the next couple of months. I will have all end dates on the on all those videos. Other than that, if you have already accepted those, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you guys like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, do that as well. And here come the rest of the remaining codes for Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon Home.
The code is real easy. It's Rillaboom 2024 TW. Basically, this is a winning Rillaboom from one of the events recently, and this will be available until the 31st of July. This is around for a good amount of time, so go ahead and snag that. Get you a free Rillaboom. Free Pokemon are always highly welcome, especially for those that don't have the DLC or aren't able to farm them, weren't here for the raid, whatever. If you recently adopted the game, great opportunity to acquire this Pokemon. Bam! There he is. Now, I want to add one thing here real quick before we get into the repeats, but there is one upcoming here shortly for Incineroar, but it's not going to be available until June 13th. It'll be a very short window from June 13th to June 15th. When that drops, I'll drop the video on it. I'll get you guys the code, but it is not out yet. It is coming soon. Now, from this point going forward, everything we have is a rerun. So if you guys have been here for the rest of them, make sure you guys like, subscribe. I'll see you again next time. But if you have not been here or you've missed some of those codes, make sure you guys stay tuned because we are not only going to cover the stuff for Scarlet and Violet, but also the stuff for Dex completion inside of Pokemon Home. I haven't got all of them. I'm missing 2, but we'll update that here hopefully by June. And of course, the next code up for grabs, real simple, it's V book cover. Now, do note you won't be able to use O, you got to use 0 instead of O, but once you do that, input that data, and that is going to drop for you a new Rotom cover. If you're on Violet, like I am right now, it's going to give you the purple cover. If you're on Scarlet, well, we'll do that in a minute, but the S book cover will give you the Scarlet book cover. These are not, or I say Rotom cover, these are not super important gifts, and unfortunately, as somebody asked the other day, we don't currently have any gifts that are actual Pokemon, sadly. I'm hoping we get that fixed here soon. I am expecting the shiny legendaries and stuff to come any minute now. We're about to get raids for the pseudos, so maybe shortly after that, with any luck. But we'll be talking about all that here soon. The pseudos should start dropping, I think this week. They haven't really given us a solid date on that, so I think we're just gonna find out on Thursday when the current raid ends. But we got our Violet case. Let's go ahead and grab our Scarlet case real quick. Okay, so now we're back into Scarlet, so we're gonna go ahead and open up. Once again, we want to make sure that we are online. And of course, as I said before, the code is S book cover. And once again, this is going to give you the Scarlet Rotom cover. So, once again, O's, 0s instead of O's. I do want to emphasize that because if you try to put O's, well, number 1, the O's are grayed out. But number 2, you know, obviously it ain't going to work. There we are. And it counts as a clothing gift, but we should go ahead and get our Scarlet cover now. And we can actually change our Rotom phone. So, you know, not groundbreaking, not the most amazing, and unfortunately, we do just have. Well, I will say the Cosmic Stones and Element Stones are in the picnic items are actually really good. Even the vitamins are really good. So, you know, I'm not gonna downplay that. I just kind of think they could have done better with the current events. But nevertheless, guys, We do have more coming up. If you haven't, if you've already checked out the previous gift codes, make sure you guys drop a like, make sure you guys subscribe. If not, the previous gift codes are coming up right now. Rotom case for your Rotom phone. It is Neo. It's the Neo Katami Rotom phone case. And I don't actually think you have to have the DLC to acquire it. I don't know that for certain, but you know, if you don't have the DLC and you try it, let me know in the comments down below by all accounts. But Neo Rotom cover, you already see the code up above, is the code. That's going to pop the free phone case, and it's a pretty cool looking phone case. I personally am kind of fond of it. Paldea Picnic. Now the A's are replaced with 4s, and the 1s are replacing the I's, but pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You get sandwich ingredients. It's like 5 of a bunch of different ingredients, which are all really good for making sandwiches. You guys read the live stream last night. You know, I've been doing personally a lot of shiny hunting and things like that. This is fantastic for that exact purpose. The code is real simple. It is element stones with an O or with a 0 instead of an O. Pretty easy stuff, pretty straightforward. Just type in element stones with a 0 instead of an O. Now, this is a really interesting gift because, you know, if you have, like, evolutions or anything like that you're looking to get, I know for me, I'm always looking for, like, one stone or another. There are some stones where I have, like, 1,000 of, and some stones where I'm just completely dry on. So, this is going to give you a fire stone, a thunder stone, a water stone, a leaf stone, and an ice stone, so that's really handy. The next one is essentially the same thing. It's all the cosmic stones, so the code is Cosmic Stones, just with a 0 instead of an O. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward stuff. You know, not that hard to figure out. This one, another one that's, you know, really good for evolutions and things like, I mean, obviously that's what the stones are for in general. But this is going to give you a sunstone, a moonstone, a shiny stone, a dusk stone, and a dawn stone. So, lots of evolutions up for grabs there. But nevertheless, those are all the stones up for grabs. Vitamins. And this one's pretty straightforward. It's just V1, TAM1, and S. And then the codes are always up above as well. And that's going to give you 2 of each. HP up, protein, iron, carbos, calcium, and zinc. And those are basically all the items that you can use to increase your stats. Most of you guys probably know how that works. You do need 26 of these to complete some, but, you know, 2 is better than none, I suppose, and they are fairly, like, that's 20,000 Pokédollars worth, actually each. That's right there for all 6. That's 120,000 Pokédollars worth. So jumping into something a little bit different, for those of you that don't know, there are gifts in Pokemon Home, specifically some shinies that you can't acquire otherwise. I've gotten a good chunk of them, not all, but we're going to talk about all of them right now. So to acquire the shiny Meloetta, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go into the Pokemon Home app, either on your phone, tablet, whatever kind of device you're doing this on. It's not actually available on the Switch. You have to do it through here. So to do so, all you're going to do is go to the base page here. You're going to go into this little screen here and go to Mystery Gifts. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And you go to your gift box. Pokedex completion. There she is. So now that we're in here, we could just go into our newest 30. And she's right there. There she be. So this is the very first time that Meloetta has been available shiny. This is the very first time she's ever been available like this. Let's actually move her over to Scarlet and Violet and pull her into the game real quick. Okay, so we're back over in Scarlet and Violet, and there she is in all her glory. Now, I don't think I covered it before, but in order to acquire her, you have to catch every single Pokemon in all 3 dexes, both the regular Paldea dex, the Blueberry dex, and the Kitakami dex. Once you've done that, then in Pokemon Home, you can actually go and she'll be available the same way I did her through the mystery gifts. Just like with Scarlet and Violet, there is a mystery gift code where if you go over here to your mystery gifts and you go to your gift box, if you have completed the decks in both BDSP, go in here, Grand Outcomes, brilliant! We're one step closer to fulfilling my dream of creating a Grand Pokedex. We've registered every single Pokemon in Sinnoh. Now, that's actually every single Pokemon in the Sinnoh exclusive decks. Obviously, this doesn't include the National Dex. You don't have to complete the National Dex to do this. Some hints and tips I will give you guys, especially for those of you that have been playing Scarlet and Violet with us. You have a really unique opportunity to get these Pokemon really, really quickly, really easily, and very simply. Most of those Pokemon, not all, but most, can actually be evolved through Scarlet and Violet. So let's go here to the gift box real quick, and we'll jump over to BDSP and talk about this. Now, we do have a few other gifts that I've not completed. I'm working on the Galar Dex right now. We'll talk about that here soon enough. But there's our shiny Manaphy, and you can spawn a shiny Fione from this shiny Manaphy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and do this Compote du Fils, which I'm sure I butchered the heck out of that. So let's go right outside of town here. Once it says South Providence, we'll go ahead and get off Maridon, and then we can set up a picnic. Personally, I found that when they're in a happier state, they do produce more eggs, but all you got to do is sit here with your egg power 2 for a minute and then come over to the box. You'll probably find, yeah, there's a Pokemon egg inside. Yeah, let's grab that. Let's go ahead and hatch this egg. I don't think this will be a shiny, but they do have shiny rates. They're the same rates as every other Pokemon. They're not exceptionally rare, but there's a Fione. And predictably, it is not a shiny. And then if you've completed the Dex in Legends Arceus, you'll actually have the ability to get a shiny Enamorus. This is the first time these have been available. These codes do not have a time limit on them, apparently. Okay, so in order to do this, you have to do this through the Pokemon Home mobile app. But when you go up here to games, for Enamorus, it was the Hisuian Dex. And once you open it up, the very first time after you transfer all of those Mon, he'll say, brilliant, or one step closer to fulfilling your Dex. Once you've registered every single Pokemon in the Hisuian region, you were most certainly the right one entrusted with this monumental. So, basically, he's going to come out and he's going to give you a gift. And it is, there she is, Shiny Enamorus. So if you have Pokemon Go, the very first time that you transfer a Mon into Pokemon Home, you have the ability to acquire a Melmetal. Let's go ahead and grab him. Now, I did a video a little bit earlier where I actually used this Pokemon in Sword and Shield, because the real interesting part is this one could actually get Gigantamax, and I actually fought Leon with it. It was super fun. Not the easiest fight because he is weak to all of his Mon, but it was a lot of fun, and I had a blast. And he's a level 100. So let's check this out. Go into your gift box here. You do have to do this through the mobile app, just like all the rest. But once you've done the first Pokemon Home transfer, it'll be available there. Gift for Pokemon Go linking. Really easy, really straightforward. And if you want to see the actual battle, link will be in the description down below. But that's all the gift codes, at least that I've acquired at this point. When we get the rest of them, I'll cover them here on the channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date, like the video, and I'll be back with more soon.